Welcome inside the Sanford Pentagon, where the AVCA First Serve Showcase rolls on. 4 days, 2 states, and some of the sport's most storied programs setting the tone for 2025. It's a heavyweight clash between 14th ranked Kansas and the number 2 ranked Nittany Lions and the defending national champions from just a season ago. It's tradition clashing with transition. And speaking of tradition, thrilled to be on the court alongside one of the legends of the game. Penn State, a perennial powerhouse in all of college volleyball, as we welcome you back to Sioux Falls, where the energy is buzzing. College volleyball's opening weekend continues. Back in the booth with the legend, John Cook. I'm Michelle McMahon. Let's get you to tonight's starting lineup, starting with Penn State. And John, you've been around a lot of talented setters. Where does Izzy Stark rank for you heading into her sophomore campaign?
Well, I saw her firsthand in the Final Four last year. She was phenomenal, and then I watched her in Lincoln a couple days ago, and I think she's gone to another level. She has to be considered one of the top setters in the country right now. She's fun to watch. If you love the setting position, watch her.
And she's insulated by a couple of great littles there too. Number 3 and number 2, we'll keep a lookout for them. Starting lineup for Kansas, and the Jayhawks doing some tweaks in their lineup. We talked about it in the open, John. Katie Dalton in at the setting position. And also, we've got a shakeup on the outside pin. Selena Laban from Slovenia is in for the pin. It's been a 4-player battle at that position, the outside position, but to be scrambling with your lineup against a team like Penn State, boy, is that a challenge.
Yeah, he's got courage and he's got confidence in those players, so they should feel that, and it should be something that inspires them.
He being Matt Ulmer, a new era begins for Kansas volleyball, coming over here from Oregon. We'll get to that in a moment. Logan Bell starting us off with first serve. There's Stark on display. It's tight, dug out right away with the coverage. Emmy Selman enters the court and has a nice cut shot to her pin hitting as well.
Yeah. Michelle, this is the first little thing when you talk about Kenny Martin. She just made a great set to get that kill on out of system play. Those are what the great players do besides kill balls.
It's a great point. Versatility is key. Jordan Hopp back to serve now. A first view of Dalton with the set. Dug out by Bell. Dalton swings it back to the opposite position, and the youngster Jovana Zelenovic entering the lineup. She was TBD, game time decision for Kansas here tonight, but has a lot of size to her game and a lot of power too. She's gained the 2025 preseason All Big 12 team. Right into the block goes Emmy Selman. Kansas with a predominant start here in South Dakota.
Yeah, Kansas against Vanderbilt the other day did a really good job blocking, and I mean that's a big block that Penn State has to hit against. So that's got to be a key for them to slow those hitters down.
It's a physical Penn State team as well. The libero position is Ryan White. Second straight start for her, that's wide. Again, some unforced errors for Penn State to start. Kansas taking advantage.
Yeah, again, it starts with serving. And Coach Ulmer talked about we have to serve aggressive tonight.
Perfect pass as Stark takes advantage out of the back row. Loading up was Kennedy Martin, dug out by Kansas. Zelenovic throws it down, a little off speed, and Grimes couldn't get there. It around quickly. We've seen it before in LSU and women's basketball. Drew that comparison for that belief in his program to do it quickly. We'll see. And Mendelson loading up on the pin on the slide to no avail, off the hands. Looking for a touch is Kansas.
Well, that was a really nice set by Katie Dalton right there. Too bad she hit it, it was out, but really nice. Had her one-on, pretty much one-on-none blocking. Okay.
That one's tight, and it's down. Maggie Mendelson, the senior middle blocker, throws it down where it came from. Here's a look at the head coach for Penn State, defending national champion of 2024, the first female head coach to win an NCAA Division I title, also won one as a player as well for Penn State. She is a trailblazer in the sport. Tip to the middle area. Emmy Selman covers it, but we're out of position here, and still Kennedy finds a way to bury it on the pin. That's the advantage of getting a player like her.
That was, again, really tough to stop. They did everything right. She just hit it high off the hands, out of bounds.
When you're 6'6", you're typically hitting over the block. As Stark with the serve there, and out of position for Kansas. A little mix-up and serve and pass. We talk about it a lot, John. You're one of the coaches that really hammers hard on the passing and the serve and pass as well. But you have some really traditionally nice passing teams as well.
Another great block. So what's happening, Michelle, right now, every time these teams get out of system, which the serving is really good right now, the passers are going to have to adjust. And it's, again, sometimes as a passer, it's a new gym. They got all these little lights on everybody's hands, so it might take a while. But they're going against 3 blockers every time they have to go out of system, which is tough.
Zelenovic back to serve and 10 feet out of bounds. Substitution there. But so far, Kansas hanging right in there with Penn State. And I think they'd be happy with this start so far if you're Matt Ulmer.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've done some nice things already. So let's see if they can start passing. That'll be the key, because against Vanderbilt on Saturday, their middles had a great night and really saved them. And so they've got to be able to run the middle off a good pass.
Yeah, that will open up the pins to Emmy Selman with the serve there for Penn State. And number 10 loading up. Patak had a nice outing against Vanderbilt. Again, Patak loads up, throws in the tip, and gets it done. Expected to go the distance with a team like Vanderbilt, but credit to a program that's on the rise.
Yeah. And
Kansas still trying to find their identity, sends another serve well deep. So Penn State looking to take advantage, inching ahead by 1.
Coach Ulmer told them to serve aggressive, and you're seeing them going for it.
And Ulmer really had an uptick in international recruits at Kansas, Laban being one of them. Ooh, another out-of-system pass for Kansas there. Aggressive attack. Grimes keeps it alive, and Martin wasn't ready to dig it out. What happened in transition there for Penn State?
Yeah, so she was getting ready to hit because I think she thought they would control it, and they did, and all of a sudden it comes to her, and she's not quite ready. So she gets paid to hit balls.
Not clean it up, and especially with the position that Kansas was in, couldn't take advantage.
Yeah.
Patak back to serve. And that, a wild pass from Selman. She digs herself out of trouble. And throws in some off speed. Kansas digs it out. Back in transition they go. Penn State throws it to the middle. Jordan Hop couldn't put it down. And how about another play by Katie Dolan? Earning her right to start.
Really, it's 2 attacks by Katie. So Penn State is kind of ganging up on some of their hitters. She's making them pay by doing that. She's got to continue to do that till they get a blocker on her.
Katie Dalton enjoying her first career start as a setter. You talked about the journey she's had. Series of ups and downs, finally fully healthy, getting a shot. Back to Kennedy Martin. And just a hair deep, I believe, is going to be the call.
Let's see, are they thinking about challenging this? Oh, no, they called it out.
And remember, we've got some experimental changes for the first serve matches, including 2 technical timeouts per set that will occur at 10 and 20 points, as well as the Echo technology, John. It'll be in place here in Sioux Falls, different from the Bolt that we saw in Lincoln. Yeah,
but you notice there's no lines people. So they've taken that out. It's all based on cameras or watching it. And the referee up there gets feedback on video whether it's in or out. So he's confident on the call. Penn State did not challenge. It looked pretty close from here.
Yeah, we do have line judges standing by, ready to jump in if things start to take too long. But we appreciate the technological advancements. And my goodness, out of system again for Penn State, just falling apart a little bit. That was Jura Vicious throwing one away, and a 3-point hole for Penn State to climb out. Packed house tonight. Kansas riding a 4-0 run right now, and Katie Dalton looks confident to you, Coach. Why?
Because she's attacking the ball, and she's being aggressive, what he wants, and the team is going to feed off that because the setter is the leader out there.
He being And Ulmer thrilled with his new starting center for tonight. We talked about it in the open. You know, those decisions can kind of go one way or another when you're dabbling with two starting setters. There's a look at Kristen Klein, the transfer from Oregon that followed her head coach here to Kansas. Matt Ulmer coming to Kansas, and Kristen said, I want to come with you, but what a position she finds herself in here now, watching from the sideline after starting in the match against Vanderbilt.
Yeah, and we're going to find out how good a teammate she is, and she will get another chance at some point. I mean, he's going to continue to play these guys, but right now she's got to be a great teammate out there, especially as a setter.
It's a great point. Battle tested, and again, Patak, the most consistent middles for Kansas, back in the lineup. Kennedy Martin throws one through the seam defensively, trying to get her team back on track. They trail by just 4 now.
Yeah, Michelle, they're hitting negative right now, which means they have more errors than kills. So that's very not like Penn State.
No, I'm curious if it's more what Kansas is doing defensively or if it's self-inflicted wounds on the side of Penn State. We'll discuss it in a moment. Martin throws one into the net just to follow that conversation.
Yeah. Wow. Again, it could be a different venue. They started school today, even though they're not in school. Who knows? There's always a lot of reasons, but at some point they'll start picking it up. So somebody will have to step up and take over and kind of ignite that side.
Nice pass there from Emmy Selman, who throws it on a dime, and Penn State gets out of trouble. There's only one timeout as well.
One of them has one 30-second timeout, and that's it. So you got to be strategic on when you want to use it, because you only get one opportunity, and then you've got the other 2 TV timeouts at 10 and 20.
And then you've got Ryan Swanson, number 4 for Kansas, loading up on the pin. No fear here, John. How about the set from Katie Dalton, too? Had the middles going and juice the block.
But see, because of how well the middles played, you see Penn State's right front blocker was in front of the middle, and so they're going to have to keep running the outsides right now, because Penn State's not respecting those outsides.
No, they're not. And why would they when they've had such consistency in Patak and Iono? But right now, Kansas in full control. A concerned-looking Katie Schumacher collie.
Yeah, Penn State's game plan is, hey, we're going to get 4 hands in front of your middles on a good pass.
Into the lineup for Penn State, Addie Lyon. Katie did tell us she would come in as a serving specialist. She has a setting background and gets one off the tape. Sometimes that's all it takes to change the momentum.
There it goes. Kansas has got to try to side out right here, keep the momentum going, and not let Penn State get back in this.
Starts with the pass. We'll keep an eye on it. Nice serve again from Lyons.
Here we go.
Kansas gets right out of it.
Yeah, great side out right there. They ran a little, the middle kind of just ran a little bit of movement there, and Penn State didn't track her, and she got a nice swing, and that's what they need. They need to be siding out right now.
Well, Matt Ulmer's been really impressed with his libero Ryan White, sophomore transfer from Oregon State. See competitor in the back row. Kennedy Martin loads up and gets the job done with a tool. Penn State, what else do they need to do here to get out of this 3-point deficit?
They just need to get a little run here. Yeah. That's why I say Kansas has got to side out and not let them get a 2 or 3 point run.
Can't open the door for a team like Penn State. Throws it on a dime. Does Kansas again in the pass battle, and look what that does for your team.
Yeah, again here, so Dalton made a long distance set there, we call it. She ran forward. Everybody's eyes go toward her. She fires it back. A big kill there by Zelenicki.
Yeah, reversing the flow. Love it. You saw a glimpse of a hole in that block for Penn State. The damage done again by the, quite frankly, superstar at the moment, Katie Dalton. Disconnect there for Penn State. Dalton throws it back on the slide and collision course. Ouch. Patak runs into Zelenovic from Serbia, 6'7", coming your way out of the back row. Yikes, that could have been bad. Luckily, everybody seems to be okay.
So, because she's serving, she plays right back on defense, and the middle there, Patak ran a slide one-legged behind the setter, so they both thought they were getting set. So, again, this is a new team, and they've got to work those things out.
Z Stark, smooth as glass, and that ball's to the corner. Grimes is there. Out of system, though. Martin swings her way out of it. How about the dig from White? Back to the middle. Martin goes line this time, finds the opening. What a battle.
2 great digs by Ryan White. Wow. And but that's why Kennedy Martin's a first-team All-American. She got dug, she turned it, came down the line.
Yes.
So made an adjustment.
2-time
All-American. It's a really nice swing right here.
Yeah,
really great swing. It's pretty much, you can't defend that.
What'd you like about it? The deception? Last minute change?
And just the shot in the corner. You don't have a digger over there because it's so hard to hit it.
And now she keeps the defense honest, as does Patak.
Yeah.
Throws one off the hands of Penn State, I believe. No, there is no touch on the play.
Just missed it.
Looked like a tool opportunity there. Instead, Emmy Selman will get back to work, the Ohio State transfer. Katie Schumacher-Cawley reflecting that Emmy single-handedly almost beat them as a freshman last year for Ohio State. Caught her attention. Out of the back row is Bell. Penn State recovers, and Jurevicius throws one off the Kansas block.
Again, they controlled the dig there, right to Izzy Stark, and it's tough to defend when they're in a system like that.
Penn State moving out of the negatives now in hit percentage, just below 100. Just wide for the attempt of Patak. And here's where you needed to start to shut the door on Penn State, and they start to chip away at you and your confidence. Emmy Selman back to serve, 6'4" native out of Burtonsville, Maryland.
Yeah, so it's a 3-point run right now, so Kansas has got to hold tough here.
Jump float Logan Bell, what a passer she is in the back row. Sets up her attacker, Selena Laban, the 6-footer out of Slovenia, the freshman. And the international experience coming into the Big Ten this year and elsewhere in everyone else's conference is a different trend we're seeing in college.
Yes, volleyball. Because of the revenue sharing and NIL now, these foreign athletes want to come to the U.S., and that was an international shot by her. That was a tool of the block, out of bounds. And like we always say, where the Sanford Health is on the court over there, there's no diggers. There's no defense over there. You hit it over there, it's just the ball's going to the fans. So it's a great way to get a kill.
It's been a story of unforced errors the last 6 or so points. Kansas has 4 service errors to start. Ulmer's okay with that, though. What a play by Katie Dalton, again attacking.
Three kills now for a setter. That's unheard of.
Yeah. Love that aggression as a coach. You have to, right? Freeze up your pins, especially when your setter's in the front row.
Let's watch here.
Yeah. Tell us.
Nobody's even paying attention to her. I mean, it was a kind of a token little late block there, but they're not paying attention to her.
Penn State gets away with another one. So if a setter is attacking you the way that Dalton is, how would you adjust?
We would start
for Penn State right on cue. Why do they play their back row a little bit wider, deeper?
Just so you got the court in front of you. You don't have to back up. You're always going forward. And this is Kennedy Martin serving. You know, because she's 6'6", that angle is coming different than most servers.
Hop digs it out. Oh, Izzy Stark. What a play. Buries it, throws it down, and a technical timeout taken with Penn State going up a point late in set number 1. We'll be right back with more. To miss it, so many college sports kicking off. We love the fall for so many reasons. And Penn State right now climbing ahead by a point after Kansas had full control early on in set number 1. To the back row goes Dalton, dug out by Izzy Stark. She's now out of the picture, so Grimes throws it high to the back row. Kennedy Martin, a good option there, but Dalton, oh my goodness. It is a battle between the setters here, John Cook. What did you see? A gutsy play there.
Both these setters are just taking over this match every chance they can get. I mean, that is a big-time athletic play right there.
Well, you pointed it out at the break there. We might be able to run it back at some point. Izzy Stark, when she got her kill ahead of the commercial break, she had a little lengthy stare, as you noticed.
Yeah, she was telling Dalton, hey, I'm out here too. I can kill the ball too.
A battle of wills and a battle of competitive spirits. Dalton back to serve, jump float, that's a toughie. Selman digs it out. Vernon Hopp just throws one away, and in comes Ryan Swanson, the senior attacker from McPherson, Kansas. What a play, Ryan Swanson, Kansas native, finishing her career in the front row. Let's take a look at what just happened.
Look at this, it's tight to the net. She makes a great play, and wow, that's high-level volleyball right there.
And right off the block goes Caroline Juravicius, 6'2", out of Cleveland, Ohio. She's a redshirt sophomore, came up clutch for Penn State too in the biggest moments of that magical national championship run just a season ago. Back to serve, Eva Felduto loading up, 5'7", sophomore out of Elmhurst, Illinois. Kansas passing a really good ball there. Zelenovic throws it back to the baseline, and Emmy Selman, the heavy competitor with a heavy arm too, puts it down.
Yeah, we're now, you know, in the red zone here for this game, and every point now, every ball handle, every swing takes on a little more meaning, and so it's really important to side out every chance you can get, execute like Penn State just did to Selman. I mean, they got a great dig, great set kill, but then Kansas just answered with a great side out to their middle.
You know what impresses me the most about Kansas? They look to me completely fearless. They don't care that you won the national title last year. They're rising to this occasion with a mixed matched lineup. Nice pass by Grimes. Selman goes off a solo block situation and once again comes up clutch in a big moment.
Yeah, again, really nice side out there. Selman's one-on-one and gets the kill, which she needs to do.
What are you looking for here from serve to pass and otherwise defensively on Penn State's side to close this out?
It'd be interesting to see here. Let's see.
Tip in the middle.
Yep.
Stark gets a hand on it.
I was going to say that we're probably going to set Zelenovic. Oh, no.
That's a tough one to let fall for Kansas. So when you're dialed in the red zone, as you call it, what are you demanding of your team?
Well, it's when you want to play the cleanest volleyball you can. You want to execute, but everything takes a little more meaning. So they get a little bit tighter. They know everything's on the line, and then Penn State just gets that easy kill right there from the back row, DS Faldudo, and that's a heartbreaker.
It is, well, especially with the margins being razor thin. You know this better than anyone. At the level college volleyball is being played right now, it's a 2-point swing here for Kansas. A couple less of those unforced errors, and set one lands in their favor. Yeah, because
I mean, Kansas is out hitting them. They just made a few more service errors,
which Matt Ulmer told you he's okay with ahead of this match. How many errors did he say he was okay with?
10 for the match.
Would you advise such strategies for Nebraska?
No, I couldn't stand it when we missed serves.
That's the voice of John Cook in retirement, so we snagged him here in the booth for some high-level analysis. Hall of Famer coach bringing you the action here from Sioux Falls. What a serve.
Here comes, she goes long distance.
What a setup, though, by Lyon. I like that attack. Addie Lyon, she's a graduate student, and steps in a big moment to serve it out when her team needs it the most. Penn State takes set number 1, 25-22. We will see how Kansas responds.
And that's their leader right there. You can see she's a little fired up there. Look at them get fired up to this. Grimes is hugging her. That kind of sparked him. And then they played great volleyball after 22.
They did.
Kansas made a couple mistakes, and that's the difference between winning and losing a set.
But you felt Kansas maybe deserved to win that first set with the way they played.
Statistically, Kansas is outplaying them. But you got to execute it in game. And but again, they're a new team. They're figuring this out. They got a new lineup, but they should have a lot of confidence going in this game.
Eva Felduto will start us off here in set number 2. Defensive star of the future for Penn State. Dalton right back to the pin. Iona gets involved. And back out to Swing on the outside for Kansas.
She didn't kill it, so I'm going to somebody else. Went right back to her, and she got a kill.
Also jukes out the blockers when the setters do it at the right moments, too. A touch off the block for Kansas. Emmy Selman gets it back, evens it out, 1 point apiece. Jordan Hop back to serve for Penn State of Alliance, Nebraska. Entered midway through the second set of that 3-2 win over Nebraska in the semifinals last year and came up clutch for Penn State. And that depth is a conversation piece for a lot of these top volleyball teams. You know it well, John. It's nice to have that depth. It also could be a challenge to manage from a head coach perspective. How do you know who to start?
I know that causes coaches to lose sleep because you don't want to let anybody down. You want to make everybody happy. But she's got a great story, 5th year, and has paid her dues, and now she gets to start on one of the best teams in the country.
Didn't really get to play until the semis, and then earned her spot for the following year. We've got a car crash there between Izzy Stark. Playing until the semis, had a huge block there, sparked the momentum, did it every day in practice. And that's what it took to earn her starting position here at the middle blocking role. Wow, how about Maggie Mendelson at 6'5", joining the mix. Also a dual sport athlete. She'll be playing college hoops this year at the end of the college volleyball season. What do you think about that?
Well, she first started at Nebraska and played basketball the first year, and then I think it was really tough. And now she's finishing her eligibility for volleyball, so we'll have 2 years to play basketball.
It's pretty cool.
And she's a great basketball player.
Has the competitive heart for it to fumble off the block for Penn State. Kansas continues to chip away. I love the zesty, competitive edge of Kansas, not shying away at the battle here, but it's the detailed moments, to your point, in the red zone. That's the next step for a team like Kansas, who's still trying to figure out their identity in the starting lineup pieces as well.
They're doing what Coach Ulmer asks. Hey, can you guys be aggressive tonight? They're taking risks. They're going for it, and
in the absence of Jess Merzick from a year ago, Penn State loses a key pin hitter and gains Kennedy Martin. Back to Patak. It's dug out by Penn State. Izzy Stark throws it to the pin. What a set from the 10-foot line over to Juravicius from Izzy Stark.
Yeah, she makes it look so easy. That's a great set.
Why? Why is it difficult? Explain that.
Well, because she's way off the net, and she's trying to set with a tempo and keep that hitter in rhythm, and the farther you come off the net, it's a longer distance between the setter and hitter. Location
in real estate and in college volleyball. A big swing there for Swanson. It dug out in desperation by Penn State. Okay, we're still alive. Dalton back to the slide attacker. Patak is giving everybody trouble.
Yeah, that's her. She's finally gotten a little bit of a rhythm there. They're setting her the ball, but that's what happens when you switch setters. That's the most timing is that slide attack where they're running behind off one leg. It's a total timing between the setter and hitter, and finally they got in a good rhythm here, so hopefully they'll build on that.
Requires a bit of telepathy in that connection too, it seems. Back out to the pin. Juravicius is dug out of the back row by Kansas, and Dalton swings away at a double block and doesn't even leave the ground. Out of system ball from Penn State. Kansas back to work. And again, a freebie situation. A little tight. And Grimes thinks she got it. Matt Almer's not convinced. Still alive. Kansas sends over a free ball. Back to work. Martin throws it to Stark. And it's Mendelson that tries to bury it again. Swanson throws some off speed, and that's what gets the job done.
Yeah. By Kansas is hang in there.
Jillian Grimes, a senior libero, won it all last season. And that's a nice serve from Kansas. Juravicius handles it, throws one into the middle of the court. Dalton again throws it back to the slide. It's dug out by Penn State. Let's see what happens here in transition. Kansas back out to the pin. It's Swanson.
Like I said, that last rally might have been worth 2 points, and they just got a little 2-point run. So now let's see if they can keep the pressure on here. And now we're going to see if Penn State's going to set Juravicius again or go back to Martin. Martin's up there at the net.
What would you suggest, Martin?
I think Stark's going to set Martin. Let's see. Oh, it's set Meadow.
said Mendelson instead, and that is why Izzy Stark is one of the best in the game. Just when you think you've got her under your thumb, you don't. Looking at it again.
See how Kansas was looking to go to Martin there, the blockers, and great choice. I mean, that's what makes Izzy Stark great.
Yeah, the best setters can see the block out of the corner of their eye and make a last-minute adjustment, but it comes with that fluidity, to your point a moment ago as well. So Kansas gets the ball back and another point. Back to the line is Katie Dalton. Boy, has she been impressive this entire match so far. Matt Ulmer clearly knew something that we didn't. We were a little bit about that setter situation. Kristen Klein, how is she going to feel? Katie Dalton is earning it. To the middle, Jordan Hop denied a stuff block from Kansas. Zelenovic, the Serbian at 6'7", stands tall and is a brick wall here on this play.
Yeah. Really nice job there, and they made a long distance quick set there, and the two blockers were waiting out there. Now they come back to Martin. And
Zelenovic is dug out by Grimes, and nobody's there. Izzy Stark is screened by Jordan Hop, could not make the set. So Zelenovic has an impressive international prowess as well from Serbia. Also was a part of the 2024 Serbian National Championship, helping her team win it all. So that's going to change the game in the future of American college volleyball. Again, Zelenovic stealing the show to start. 10-6, Kansas lead. They led in set one, but couldn't hang on. We'll see if they reverse the script.
And that's why they're up 10-6 right now.
Yeah, that's 6'7" and 6'3" coming your way. There's a stingy brick wall, another one, and that one is wide. Penn State all out of sorts, so Kansas once again has control. So if you could go down to their bench and put yourself in Matt Ulmer's shoes, how do you close this thing out against Penn State, since that was the issue in set one?
When they get to 20, they got to execute and stay aggressive and not be thinking, oh wow, we might win this. But again, Dalton's serving, just got him out of system for a point, and again, she's creating the momentum on that side.
Yes, she has. Kennedy Martin will try and bail this team out. Finding themselves in a 4-point hole as they were in as well in set one. Katie Dalton throws it back to Zelenovic. She's dug out by Emmy Selman. Out to the pin, Juravicius. When the team needs a spark plug, they find Juravicius.
Again, they get a great touch off the block, a perfect dig to Stark. They're going to be really hard to defend. They're going to kill that ball a lot.
Well, again, you don't want to crack this door open for Penn State to chip away at the scoreline here. They'll give one back and relieve Kansas a bit. But you're Kansas. You cannot let Penn State off the hook here if you want to have a chance in this one. And executing at the highest moments, in the pressure-filled moments, that's what separates champions, as you have coached many times before. How about Logan Bell here for the Jayhawks? A really highly touted recruit, potential All-American one day, a rising star in Kansas's future core, and she's proving it at the service line too. So Matt Ulmer sees her highlight reels on defense, still developing that offense for her, an undersized pin attacker, but that's a wicked float serve, and Emmy Selman caught moving.
Yeah, he told us today, you know, watch her serving stuff. She's got a great serve and she's got an ace. I mean, look at that. They got him out of system here.
Is the 2023 Indiana Player of the Year. Go ahead.
This is what's frustrating. It's the hardest skill, I think, in volleyball is blocking.
Through the block on Jovana Zelenovic.
All right, here we go. This is gonna.
Oh, a lift.
Yeah, this is the first lift I've called. In Lincoln, they were throwing the ball all over, and now they're calling it.
What do you think? Do you see a lift here?
I thought it was pretty good.
I thought so as well. Take another look, slower motion.
So the rule is if the ball's in front of you and you don't carry it or lift it or hold it, she was up on that thing and down. That's.
I thought it was in front of her the whole time too, and she's 6'7". It's hard not to be on top of it.
I know. That's
interesting. A click off the block, dug out by Logan Bell. Ooh, what a swing, LeBon, crafty. There's the international flair once again.
Yeah, again, we call that a no-looky. She was looking cross-court and then no-looking it down the line. So, again, great shot against a great defensive team because they're all lined up. Yeah, I mean, look at that. So that's just a...
No-looky cookie.
Yeah.
Is
great
what we
shot.
call it, where we come from.
Again, that's international experience right there.
Ooh, Stark getting involved in the offense. I think they'd like to see more of that. And again, ricochets off the block. Penn State looking out of sorts defensively, which is not a usual sight for them. Kansas continues to widen the gap. Look, they look very loose, fearless, poised, not afraid of the moment, and the ranking deserved at 14. Credit to Matt Ulmer. Brand new to this program and already doing the work competitively in set 2. Nice dig by Grimes. Stark sets it from her knees, and Selman throws it down the line. Logan Bell keeps it alive. Kansas still alive on life support. Stark throws it back to the slide. Jordan Hunt sends it wide, and that's a momentum swinging point market at 16-10 for Kansas.
That's tremendous job by Kansas there. They had every reason to lose that rally. And Katie's going to call a timeout. Coach Katie's going to call a timeout right now because they could get away from them really fast right now because now Kansas is feeling it.
They are. And you've been in these situations before. And Nebraska for so many years in these tight moments. What's running through a coach's mind early in the season? Your team's not playing up to their abilities, to their peak powers.
We'll see who steps up here for Penn State. This is, again, it's a new season, so they got to work through this.
Well, they're really pin heavy right now. Juravicius and Martin both have 6 kills apiece, hitting 308 and 214. But you got to spread the ball out. You got to get those middles involved. To your point earlier, Penn State out of system, and Emmy Selman swings her way out of it.
Yeah, really nice swing by her off the top of the block. You're not going to dig that ball. It's going into the bleachers.
Once again, these attacking numbers for Kansas out-hitting Penn State, hitting above 300. Penn State at 167 right now. Yeah,
I mean, that's a significant gap statistically. And I think one of the differences is right now, Kansas hasn't missed as many serves this game.
Yeah, that's a great point. They had 4 early in set number 1. And again, Penn State just all over the place. Kennedy Martin grabs the sideline there. She's a player that you can depend on, but when you have that go-to hitter, you also need the support elsewhere to open her up, too.
Yeah, she took a big swing there. I think it just missed, so point Kansas.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's point Kansas.
Correct. It is going to be called a bit wide.
Yeah, that's a tough swing.
Wow.
That's a big swing by Martin there, but she had a lot of traffic, and it was hard to get to the ball, but 6 inches, that thing's a kill.
Yeah, Heidi Devers comes in to serve, 5'4", local Kansas Little. Forsay Lenovic. Z Stark has a better pass to work with that time. Kennedy Martin loads back up, and the ever so aggressive Katie Dalton gets in the mix. Selman trying to take advantage of a shorter block in front of her.
Let's see, what's the call here?
I think she got a touch.
Yeah.
So Izzy Stark will be back to work. There's the replay of it.
Yeah,
Nobody touch and also grabs
the ball's in too. Yeah, okay.
So no questions there. Izzy Stark, players at Penn State prior to this, and was just a perfect fit for the program. So that was part of the decision for Emmy Selman to land in State College. That one out of reach for Patak, and Penn State gets another break. Those are the costly errors that can start to add up for you here as we nearly enter the red zone. Again, timeout will be taken at 20.
Yeah, this is a tough rotation for Kansas right now because they just have 2 hitters, really no back row attack, although they just set it right there. But
nice dig for Kansas, trying to throw everything at the wall of Penn State. And to your point there, yeah, they've got the freshman in the back row, Logan Bell, who is a ferocious competitor, loves to get attempts, but
I love looking at this. I mean, there's so many great teams here. All these teams have a chance to have great years, Final Four, national championship aspirations. It just shows you how deep college volleyball is getting. And we just come back, and here's Izzy Stark now just serves an ace.
Yeah.
So here's Penn State saying, okay, you want to beat us, you're going to have to raise your level.
That's a great point. Still stuck in this rotation. And how are they going to get out of it? Patak and Dalton not finding the connection on the slide. Dalton taking matters into her own hands, but a better read there for Penn State. Made it look easy. Selman way too tight on that set. Bails the out-of-system set out. And then it's the silky smooth attack for Penn State, and Izzy Stark throws it to the perfect location.
Both teams had their chances there, just couldn't control the ball. Finally, Penn State got it to Stark, and Selman made him pay.
And both teams out of timeouts here, John. As we mentioned, only one timeout per coach per set, with those built-in technical timeouts at 10 and 20. Experiment here. There it is, Patak. So the connection was a little off there on the slide. What's the diagnosis from what you were seeing? Is it the pass situation? Is it the tempo?
I just think it's
the connection.
It's the connection.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many reps they've had, and you can only give so many reps, especially to middles, because you don't want to wear them out with two setters. But hopefully they'll build on that confidence right there. That was a really nice play.
Reese Patak with 3 kills so far on the match. Love to get her going a little more, I think, for Kansas. Nice dig by the libero, White. Dalton, full aggressive. How about that? She's the spark plug for their offense right now, taking matters into her own hands.
She is, oh, wow. Yeah, great swing by her. I wonder if they called a net. They must have called a net on the Kansas attacker right there.
Yeah. Penn State will be glad to hear it.
We might be reviewing it. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a net violation on the swing there from Kansas. Emmy Selman will try and tie it up for Penn State. Patak. Finding that chemistry at the perfect moment. Ryan Swanson was there for the cookie.
Swanson fixed it. It's almost an identical play.
All smiles for Ryan Swanson, the senior attacker.
Patak has got to get kills when they pass well. I mean, it's got to happen for Kansas.
Patak, originally from Prescott, Wisconsin, at 6'3". She's a great mover, too, at 6'3". Oh, my. And there is the full swing of Kennedy Martin. Look out. Leave her in a split block situation, and she will destroy you as follows. But credit to Stark, again, reversing the flow, creating the gap in the block.
Just shows you the power and the speed and how hard she hits.
And a big block for Penn State to even it out, 19 apiece. So here is where Kansas will be battle-tested, entering the red zone, as John Cook refers to it as. And we're a point away from a break either way. 8-2 is the scoring run for Penn State right now. Jillian Grimes, a big deep float serve. Dalton with a perfect set. Grimes digs it out. Emmy Selman sends a free ball over. Kansas welcomes the chance. Ryan Swanson has a wide open opportunity, and she will take advantage. You're looking at which player on Kansas' side to close it out, John Cook?
I think Zelenovic's got to match Kennedy Martin now. She's their big gun. She's got to get some kills as in the red zone right here.
Ooh, misses a block there.
So we're at 20-20. So she's got to step up, and when Patak gets back up there, she's got to step up. Because we know Martin's going to get the ball, and right now the Penn State left sides are doing a pretty nice job of getting kills, so they got to find a way to slow them down.
And we're in the red zone now, no timeouts in either direction, so we are playing it all the way through from here. And Jordan Hawk will take advantage of an overpass, throws it down again, a little nervy at the end here for Kansas when it comes time to closing it out.
Yeah, it's just Martin's serve is so tough. Just the angle it's coming at is really, really difficult.
Penn State wins the joust. Dalton out to the pin. What a swing from Ryan Swanson. Gutsy and an unbelievable angle.
Yeah, big kill by her.
The physicality here. Take another look. Dalton also, what a set. Kind of sideswiping it out to the pin, and Ryan Swanson not shying away from the moment. That's what you need.
And she beat one of the best liberos in the country, Grimes. I mean, that's a big-time kill right there. see if they can capitalize on it now.
Penn State was down as by many as 6, and now tie set situation. Tracked down by the libero, Ryan White. No, that's not the one for Kansas, as Logan Bell takes a roll in the snow on her side, and Penn State will take back a 1-point edge.
Yes. Michelle, if you remember in game 1, Penn State hit that free ball over and it dropped. I think it was right the same spot, and they just happened again. This is, again, you don't want to give Penn State anything.
Definitely early season woes for sure. Not stuff you see come postseason. A rifle of a swing from Selena Laban, the Slovenian freshman outside attacker with international experience and showing it in the big moments.
Yeah, it's a deep corner shot. It's very difficult to defend that.
The international players too, John, are tested in different ways because they play at such a high level in big environments too. So that's an interesting point there. Ryan White with a big serve. Oh my, is he Stark with a sensational set. Kansas alive. Zelenovic goes into the block. Bell digs it out. Back to Zelenovic. Oh no, blocked again. Roof from Penn State. Emmy Selman trying to be the emotional leader for her team in this one. Another look at a big block from Emmy Selman.
Yeah, tough set there. It was way inside and really tough. But, you know, she's got to try to not get stuffed on that. Just try to keep it in play somehow, hitting off the block.
Penn State 2 points away from taking the second set off Kansas, who led most of the way through this one as well. Tip to the middle. It's Penn State in the scramble. One hitter available, and Maggie Mendelson gets the job done in a scramble.
Yeah, typical Penn State transition right there. Just, you tip, they just made you pay. And I'm sure Coach Ulmer's like, stay aggressive, stay aggressive. You're not going to beat Penn State tipping them.
You're right. Set point here for Penn State, and they throw it away. Serve is long. That was Addie Lyon in to serve. Jordan Hawk will check back in, and then it'll be Jillian Grimes, the libero, who will try to lift the spirits of the back row here on the other side for Kansas.
This is what makes Penn State so tough. They're in a rotation with 2 hitters because the setter's front row, but you got Martin back there somewhere.
It's basically having another front row attacker, but oh my, Kansas reads it. They say, she's in the back row, but we know exactly where it's going. How do you teach a block in your estimation? Like, give me your 1, 2, 3 technique.
It's footwork, vision, and where you put your hands, and thousands of reps.
The best defensive teams have the best blockers. Okay, crunch time here for Kansas, looking to go up set point. Big dig for Grimes. Selman.
Okay, let's see here.
She thinks she got hands, and she thinks it was in. And this will come down to the Echo technology. Here's a replay, John. I'm seeing a touch either way, and it is out.
Yep.
No touch either, okay.
Yeah, no touch, here we go.
Set point for Kansas. Heidi Nieberts back to serve.
Great serve down the line.
Emmy Selman had to make a choice. Here goes Dalton, back to the pin on the slide attack. Reese Patak buries it when her team needs it the most. 26-24. Okay, Kansas is in it.
I told you she has to get kills when she gets in there.
You did.
And that's just won them the game. So
we will see what gives here. Penn State. And Katie Schumacher-Cawley for the Nittany Lions, trailblazer, first female coach to win the national championship. We do have line judges as well on the court to point that out. To start, Emmy Selman with a whip of a swing to start for Penn State. They haven't really been the initiators at the start of these sets. I would imagine that's part of the conversation for Katie in the locker room there. I'm sure you've had some fun discussions with your teams at the break.
I guarantee you there was a conversation, and again, they're defending national champions, so this is going to be something right now. They're going to show their competitiveness. So they know they're in a match now. They're in a fight for their life, and this is Kansas came to play today, and it's a great way to start it.
And you got a target on your back when you're the defending national champs. As you know, you won 4 titles with your teams there for Nebraska. Close calls and others. We'll get to that momentarily. But Ava Falduto for now, setting up Emmy Selman, who throws a cannon and thinks she got one off the hands of Kansas.
Sometimes you just miss it a little bit.
Emmy Selman looking to fill the shoes of Jess Merzick, All-American player that departed this national championship winning roster for Penn State. Missed serve and a gift over to Penn State, but to your point earlier, against Penn State, you're not going to beat them tipping, and you're not going to beat them throwing marshmallows over at the service line either. Right,
you got to go for it. The trouble with that is it's in the net. If we're going to go be aggressive, let's go after a passer. If we miss it long.
And another over pass there for Kansas, taken care of by Maggie Mendelson. So Penn State, a different look to them motivationally speaking, a little more emotionally engaged in this one. Yeah, Penn State started school today, as you pointed out. Katie Schumacher-Colley says, well, we weren't there to be in class, so we should probably get back here later tonight. They'll be flying back after this match. Late night for the Nittany Lions. Tip to the middle from Mendelson. Out to the pin.
Oh, what an up by Selman.
Yeah, she's come out really spicy here in set number 3. Really motivated athlete. And Katie Schumacher-Colley said she's very hard at this level.
Yep. She's making a statement in this game right here starting out.
Yes, she is. And so is Laban, unafraid at the pin. Selman, gets housed there by Zelenovic, the 6'7" Serbian on the right. Take another look. Big block. Barely even has to jump. She's got almost elbows over the net.
And that was, you can see that set probably went about 30 feet, but it just wasn't quite high enough for Selman to reach. So it's a tough against a big block like that. She needs a little higher ball from that position.
Easy to blame the hitters, isn't it? Until we see the nuances of the set.
Yeah.
And you see the intent there for Laban. Gets the hand sweat that she wanted and counted for a kill and a tool for the crafty player.
Yeah, Laban is not playing like a freshman.
No, she's not.
That was a really great play there, just taking a tight set and wiping it off the block out of bounds.
A lot of movement on the net from that one. There's Laban again, mixing up her swings, throwing in some off speed, then goes full speed ahead. Yeah, to your point, these international players are not coming in as freshmen, as like shying away from the moment. They're seasoned veterans almost because of that professional experience.
Yeah, and they they play all year round over there. They're in these clubs. They start training them, and they're training in school. So they have a lot of advantage in Europe because they don't have the rules that we have here, and a lot of them don't play other sports.
Specialized, you can tell with the swings and the versatility of those players. How about that block from the middle? And Kansas's Reese Patak.
See how she got her feet there? She put her hands in a perfect position, and she saw where she was hitting. Great execution right there.
Tell you what, the littles behind her are happy with that as well. And just a deflection off the block right back. But Kansas continues to lead by 1. And talking to Matt Omer about Reese Patak, the middle blocker on their side for Kansas, said she's a legit M1 because when you go to a new program, you really don't know what you're working with, these new players, and he was pleasantly, not surprised, but just confirmed, validated how good Reese has been for this team. That's a touch for Kansas. They just keep swinging and taking it to Penn State.
So they made a little, Kansas just made a little adjustment there. They ran an inside go set, we would call it, to get the Penn State block, who's, they've been going out there on those outsides. They brought her in and got them moving a little bit. She made another really nice tool off the block.
So now the carryover for Penn State and the block, some confusion perhaps. We'll watch for it. One-handed set for Izzy Stark. And off the hands goes Caroline Juravicius, and Reese Patak slow to get up. Looked like she tweaked her right ankle there a moment ago. Take another look. What a set from Izzy Stark.
Look at Izzy Stark.
By the way, but look at this landing. Catches the outer foot of Katie Dalton. Seems to be okay, but we'll monitor that mobility.
She's okay.
Yeah.
She's okay.
She's good. Count it. Reese Patak, you mentioned it, led her team with 15 kills over Vanderbilt. I don't think Kansas expected to go 5 in that match, but you kind of learn more about your personnel and what you're made of in these moments, and Reese Patak is the key hitter for Kansas.
That was some nice mental toughness by Patak right there. Just she landed hard there and came right back. And
Jaravicius doesn't shy away, exploits the middle back position, and Laban a little too shallow.
Jaravicius, it's a very heavy ball. You can hear that hit from up here. And now, if you got the block in the right spot, you got a good shot. If you don't, she's gonna, as we say, break fingers. You know, and again, Michelle, I'll talk about one of the analogies I use for serving for Martin. She's 6'6", is coming down at you. That serve's probably going about 42 miles an hour. So just think you're 45 feet away from a car coming at 45 miles an hour, and you got to get out of the way of it.
That's a really good analogy.
Yeah. That's why passing is so hard.
As a former little myself, I appreciate that validation. Those float serves, too, not always captured on camera, how shifty they are in the last minute judgment calls you have to make. They're floating up, down, left, right, center.
Yeah, I always encourage people that when they watch volleyball, try to get in the end zone and just watch how much those serves move.
Yes.
It's you can't see it from the sideline or on TV as much, but
eye level, you can.
Yeah.
And there is another beautiful swing from Ryan Swanson. She's been great on the pin for Kansas, really opening things up. 10 kills, John Cook. Hitting above 500 is incredible right now running this offense. Kristen Klein was the player that transferred from Oregon to follow her head coach to Kansas, who started in the match against Vanderbilt. But if you are Katie Dalton running this offense that has taken a set off Penn State, one of the best teams in the nation, what do you do as a head coach? Do you commit to a starting quarterback now and run with it? And then politically, how do you balance it with the gal that transferred to be there with you as head coach?
Yeah, it's really tough. You know, so Coach Ulmer's going to have a decision to make, but you know, I think Katie's in her 5th year. She's got nothing to lose. She's going for it. She knows it's her last chance. I'm sure Kristen Klein felt pressure Saturday. Like, I'm new. I want to prove myself. And I saw her at Oregon. She's a great setter. So, but again, it's their comfort level. Where are they comfortable? But that team is playing hard for Dalton right now.
And the balanced attack that Katie Dalton is running here. Look at the kill distribution and also the set distribution, quite even across the board as well. We were looking at the numbers at the break, and Penn State just seems like the more one-dimensional team. For example, Emmy Selman seeing 26 of the sets, and for Kansas, the distribution much more even.
Yeah. And again, she just looks confident.
She does.
And again, we saw that in game 1. She had 3 or 4 kills. That's a confident setter.
Service errors across the board for both teams here in this one. Faldudo goes back to Selman, who gets another attempt. And Selman looks frustrated with the block straight ahead. And you're staring down once again, 6'7", a giant on the pin. How difficult is it for these outside hitters with the physicality?
Yeah, they're struggling with her. Let's see if Ryan can get us how many blocks she has. But Selman's already been blocked 3 times in this game.
Yeah, she has. So we'll see if that weighs on her confidence. Ooh, and that one falls for Kansas.
Yeah. And again, when they need a kill, there's Martin. So Selman's struggling a little bit right now. That's a really, in a while, that's the first set out of the back row to Martin. So we'll see if that continues to start happening more often.
See if Penn State can get on a run here. They desperately need it. Haven't felt super great about their game all match. To start, Faldudo with a nice silky set to the pin, and Kansas remains alive. Joust at the net. And wow.
She got it.
Laban goes high hands. It was her only option, and she gets out the door again.
Yeah.
International experience paying off.
Yeah, I mean, she's started this game, she's hitting 500 as an outside hitter. Here you go. High up those hands. There's no defense for that. You can't dig it because it's going over everybody's head. Great shot.
Laban gets her 11th kill there.
But it also takes a great set for her to do that.
That's a great point. Keep an eye on the location there. Speaking of great sets, Izzy Stark floats one and changes the tempo to her middle in Maggie Mendelson, who we haven't really given enough credit to this match. She's hitting 643 right now, John. That's her 9th kill.
Up to 9 kills. And yeah, she's been kind of quiet here. I mean, we haven't really noticed her, but And they're getting a lot of those sets kills were in transition, and there was a great side out right there. But Stark is comfortable forcing it to Maggie. And that's one of the reasons she's getting those kills, because I think Kansas is releasing to go out on Martin or Selman.
Izzy Stark having a chat with Jillian Grimes, her anchor in the backcourt. These two were a tandem and a force. National championship run for Penn State in 2024. Knocked out Louisville on their home turf. Ooh, and another wise spot for LeBon. So again, a lot of change-ups for Kansas coming into this match, and the roster that he has started with here seems to be the winner.
Yeah, that tip. One, it's always scary when you see players crashing in there. You're always worried somebody's gonna, they're gonna crash into each other. It's a great tip because it's, there's probably 3 different players that could dig that ball. Right back, the left front, maybe the middle back. And anyway, it's a great tip right there by LeBon, and got a score, and now they come back and serve an ace.
How about this, John? Kansas has led by at least 4 points in all 3 sets.
Wow.
So had control in set 1, surrendered it, and now a 5-point gap here they're looking to protect. Kennedy Martin trying to put the team on her back, and when you have a spark plug like her, you got to lean on her.
Yeah, I'm going to guess she might start getting a lot of balls here.
Another look, wide open swing, blockers protecting that line.
Yeah, that's just tough matchup and great swing by her. It's going to be a kill.
Swanson again goes down the line. Juravicius comes up clutch. And John, you've coached several national championship winning teams. Is there a hangover effect at all when you start the next season?
Yes, it is one of the hardest things. That's why you don't see a lot of teams repeat in all sports, because you have this expectation, and you think you're going to win every match, and again, when teams play against you, they got nothing to lose. I mean, this is a Final Four for Kansas and his team. I mean, this is a no-lose for Kansas volleyball and Coach Ulmer in his first year.
And Ulmer, one of the great coaches, again came from Oregon, made the move to Kansas, not for any other reason than it was the best life decision for him. Has 4 kids. They're from the Midwest. They wanted to get closer, and a big block there from Swanson. Perfectly in system for Kansas. Swanson again would not be denied. Kansas running away with set number 3.
Wow. Their left sides are feeling it right now.
Yes, they are.
They are.
10th kill for Ryan Swanson. As we take a look at some of the national titles in the distribution here. Nebraska with 5. John Cook contributing to 4 of those. Penn State with 8. And John, how many points were you away from adding to that national title count for the Cornhuskers?
This is my nightmare that I live with. If we could have won 7 more points, it'd be 3 more national championships, which means we lost 2 of the national championships, 15-13 in the 5th, and then lost another one, 15-12. But that's how close it is, and that's what makes sports and volleyball so great, because you have to win. As we always say, you got to win 3 games by 2 points. So all you have to do is be 6 points better than your opponent, and you're going to win. And those national championships are hard to win.
Yeah,
they're really hard to win.
Well, you can speak for it.
Yeah.
What does it feel like from a courtside perspective to be a coach in that moment? How nervous were you, really? Tell us the truth.
By the time you get to the national championship match, you're really not nervous, because it's like you've done everything right to get there. You've got there, and it's hard to be disappointed, because it's so hard to get there. So you just try to enjoy the moment, and it works out. If it works out, great, and if it doesn't, you still had a great year.
We'd be remiss to not mention the legacy that Russ Rose left behind at Penn State as well, leaving the reins with Katie Schumacher-Cawley, who won a national title and Big Ten title with him as well. epic rivalry matches between Penn State and Nebraska.
Yeah, it's been epic battles. But Michelle, Kansas is hitting 6-11 in this set.
Whew. To the middle attack in the back row for Kennedy Martin, who's feeling the responsibility for Penn State. They cannot get it together. Kansas leading the way 2014, and they look like the better team to start. Weekend on Big Ten Plus. John, I know you're a big fan of the app to catch all the action. And this is disastrous for Penn State. Out of the break, out of the technical timeout. Reminder, we're experimenting with some rules here. We'll take a technical timeout at 10 and 20. We just had one there. What's the issue here for Penn State?
They're just, Kansas is taking it to them right now. Their left sides are on fire. They're not making errors. They're serving in the court. They're winning the long rallies. And they're blocking Selman this game. But here they go. Now this is how a great team's going to respond. A national champion's going to respond. They serve a really tough ace. And again, look for Martin to start getting the ball more. And I would set Maggie Mangelson every chance I could get.
Okay. Trying to open up those pins. Dalton reverses the flow. Zelenovic shredding the team ahead of her. Well done. High off the hands and out of reach of the Littles for Penn State.
If they could get her going like the left sides, look out. So that was a really nice swing by her. High line, out of bounds.
It's perplexing to witness this. A different lineup, obviously, for Kansas, but just a completely different looking team, a different feel to this group compared to what we saw against Vanderbilt this weekend. And a joust to one at the net. Iono, we haven't mentioned for a while. And we haven't had to. The rest of our team is carrying the offensive load so consistently.
Yeah. So here's Penn State now. They're down. Selman's coming out.
Jump serve from Logan Bell. Feisty competitor out of Indiana. And how about this? Kansas running away, 2 points away from taking the third set and standing just 1 set away from knocking off second-ranked Penn State.
Yeah, again, we got to get a block count over there.
Yeah, we do. Penn State out of timeouts too, John. So nowhere to look except for within themselves. And oh my, how often do you see that ball go down? A two-handed tip.
Yeah, LeBon. And again, Willow just subbed in, so she's just trying to get a feel. She just set it over there. She probably thought she was going to tip in that donut again. And yeah, she ran underneath the net, ran over to the other side.
We used to get scolded for letting those chips drop when you know it's two-hander. And there is Jordan Hopp off the slide, still couldn't produce. Out to the pin. Oh my, LeBon throws another one down. Penn State tweaking their lineup now, as you mentioned. Karis Willow in the mix, but oh no, it's Kansas that takes set number 3, 25-16. Can the underdogs steal it from the defending national champs? We'll see. And Matt Ulmer filled us in ahead of the match, said she is a special player on the right. Might be a freshman on paper, but that experience, again, at the international highest level, says she has crazy range, the maturity of her choices, too. We haven't really seen the peak of her powers offensively yet. The block, surely a powerful asset there, too. And now you get your middles going right out of the gate in the fourth set. That's troublesome for Penn State.
Yeah. We got to see that replay right there. That is a big time. Feeling it. We're free. We're loose. We're going for it.
Aisha Iono throwing it down on Penn State. What about that
Look at that
set?
play. Look at that. That's
from the 10-foot line.
Yeah.
Dishes it in. That's a confident set right there.
Yeah.
So Penn State tweaked their lineup ahead of that break. We saw a bit of Karis Willow. Didn't have a defensive dig that she was looking for, but Penn State's looking for answers here in their lineup. Back to serve, Jillian Grimes, the senior libero. Won it all last year. Bell out of the back row. Then it's Feldudo back out to the pin. Juravicius loads up. Stark uses the middle. Hop. And then it's Zelenovic that just throws the set outside. Grimes keeps it alive. Kansas back to work. Laban, she's been crafty. And another crafty almost kill. Penn State keeps it alive. Back out to the pin. Juravicius is housed. Kansas is prepared. In transition again, deep. Wow, sheer survival there for Penn State. If that's what it's going to take to win a point, they're in for a battle.
Yeah, and Penn State feeds off that. They're going to feed off winning that rally. That's how they wear you down. You saw how many great plays by their littles back there. You know, those balls could have been down or should be down, but they just find a way to get them up. So that'll inspire them.
Grimes looking to start a run here early in set 4. It's do or die time for Penn State. And what do you do on a player like Laban? She's now beaten you with every shot selection. She's slowed it down. She's thrown in off speed. How do you adjust if you're Penn State?
Well, it's tough because Kansas, they're setting her in system when they're getting good passes. And they're setting her so she's getting a split block and she's just seeing it and killing it. And it's just, she's on fire right now.
Kansas on fire in general until the service miss there. It's Penn State off the hook early.
I mean, Penn State's a great defensive team, and she's hitting over 600 against them.
Right. So yeah. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
Back in system for Kansas again.
Attack.
Attack has been troublesome.
Yeah. And Michelle, we probably should highlight, you know, she's hitting 600. What does that mean?
Yeah.
It's an efficiency like baseball. Just think if a baseball player was hitting 600, they would be Hall of Fame in a year. Mm-hmm. It's an efficiency. How many kills you get, how many total attempts, and you know, and your errors count against that.
Is there a sweet spot for you with your hitters when you're looking at that? An
All-American outside hitter hits about 275. They're going to be an All-American. A middles always are going to hit a little higher because they get set in system. And then you look at, you know, kills per game. So 275, 300 is a great night for an outside hitter.
That's the 8th service miss for Kansas there. Good to know on the stat lines. Keep focus on those barometers. And Kennedy Martin out of the back row gets the job done into the block, but Kansas is confused. They felt like it maybe landed on the other side. There's a look at the hit percentage for each team by each set. We've talked about it, and Kansas producing 609, John.
Yeah, that's, wow, it's hard to do.
So you'd be pretty pleased with that no matter who you are and who you're playing against. And Ryan Swanson keeps it alive for Kansas. Loads up again, no block up against her, and that ball is out. Penn State rallying around the mission.
Again, another great effort by Penn State here to win that rally. It got ugly back and forth, but that's Penn State volleyball. It's been that way forever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just grind, 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 keep the ball up and wear you out.
Nice heavy serve to the seam, but well handled by Devers from Kansas. Nice trap there by the libero the other way. Tip to the middle, Grimes is on it. Back out to the pin, Emmy Selman tries to throw it down, White is on it. Big set to the pin, Swanson takes a rip. Out of system, but Stark puts it in a perfect spot. Selman is dug out by Kansas, and another two-handed tip to the open corner.
Yeah, that was tremendous vision by Swanson there.
I mean, the heads-up play here by the veteran Swanson.
Yeah, that was tremendous vision to see that.
A half block, half tip situation
because
there.
Most of the time on the net, you're just going to try to take it down. That's what we train, throw it down. And there's probably like 4 defensive players for Penn State waiting there, and she just put it over their heads.
Big serve for Kansas. Attack was on it. Kennedy again going through the block. And it seemed like Kennedy was kind of quiet there in set number 3. Not necessarily to be her fault. You got to be in system more of the time than not to be able to utilize her. But
yeah, what's one adjustment they've made here? If you notice, Kennedy now Martin is playing middle back, and she's coming down the middle of the court hitting. Earlier, she's playing right back and was hitting on the right side of the court. So she's gotten 2 kills coming down the middle. We'll see if that continues.
Why do you think it might be more effective through the middle?
I think it's really, it's easier. Think of it this way. When she's coming down the middle, she can see the setter and the setter can see her. When she's on the right side, the set's coming over the setter's head. The setter can't see her, so it's harder to lead her. You have to lead those hitters because they have to stay behind that 10-foot line right there.
Yeah.
If they go over that, it's a violation when they're in the back row. So you got to lead them a little bit, but not too much. And so it's just easy for the setter to see him coming out of the corner of their eye.
Kansas back to work, looking to crawl out of a 3-point deficit. Selman loads up, finds the open corner, and finally feels relieved. She's been struggling with the Kansas block. Can't blame her there. Kansas has been on it and physical. Matt Ulmer cueing Zelenovic on Emmy Selman in that matchup. Easy start, back to serve, a heavy float serve, handled by Kansas. Off the block, Ryan Swanson. Again, lethal on the pin, hitting .333, gets her 12th kill of the match. She and Laban carrying the load here.
You got to give Dalton a lot of credit. Watch how she holds that ball. Like, she looks like she's going to set middle. Her hands are down there and just flicks it over. The block is nowhere to be found. Great play by Dalton right there.
Ball is well wide for Kennedy. And Kansas, again, closing the gap, looking to take control, which they have been in the first 3 sets. Logan Bell, the young, soon-to-be superstar for this Kansas team. And that is deep. Ulmer wants them to be aggressive at the service line, but that one just a bit too aggressive. Penn State leads by 3 here. Time of year on the call with John Cook, the legendary Hall of Famer. I'm Michelle McMahon, and, well, Penn State doing Penn State things out there in this one. It's not been pretty for them, but they're still finding a way to dig out Kansas, so to speak, here in set number 4, John.
Yeah, I mean, the difference right now is 3 points in this set. And they won 3 monster rallies where it was just chaos. And again, that's Penn State volleyball. You got to give Grimes a lot of credit. She creates the energy over there. She makes crazy. I mean, she's all over the court. If we put a camera on her and follow, you'd see her all over. She's wearing out shoes over there.
She put a GoPro on her head.
But what a great side out by Kansas right there. High off the hands. She can't dig those. They're going over her head.
And an errant pass from Juravicius, tries to wave it off, and Kansas in tying position here in the 4th set. Kansas wins the 4th set, they win the match, we remind you. Penn State wins this one. We're going to a 5th deciding set.
So they've got Juravicius out there passing, first time passing. She was the back row, got subbed out of the back row last year. Now they just took her out of passing and passed with 2. So she's new to this, and they nailed her and got an ace out of it.
Your thoughts on passing with 2 littles in the backcourt?
It's you can get away with it, but
not your favorite.
It's tough to do. It's tough, especially if you get a really good server. And the serving has gotten so much better. I mean, it gets so tough in college volleyball.
Yeah, you mentioned 42 MPH earlier.
Yeah.
Kennedy Martin throwing one down. Logan Bell stingy on the defense, but a follow-up block from Kennedy on the pin.
Tough play there. That was a trap set against Martin. That's tough play. You can see this on the angle, just tough. Really didn't have much room there, but what a great dig by Logan Parks back there.
Yeah, Logan Bell is a star of the backcourt for sure, and a player they're excited about in the front row as well. Matt Ulmer talking about the progression and the growth of her. These coaches don't want to put their youngsters in a situation where they're biting off more than they can chew. We'll see it later with Texas A&M as well, and Minnesota, more so Minnesota than Texas A&M in that spot. But Logan Bell not shying away from the moment, wants to be in the biggest moments. Kansas back to work. 2-point hole to climb out of. And Juravicius is housed once again. Kansas all over the blocking ring.
And that's not Zelenovic up there. That's Dalton that's blocking that ball. So great job by her.
And the hang time.
Yeah.
And the precision, knowing where to put the hands. Oh, you would love to follow that up with some momentum. Instead, serve surrendered and point surrendered to Penn State. That'll send Kennedy Martin back to the back row. Do you expect the same adjustment to see her in the middle, out of the back row, or?
Well, let's see what they do here. Well, so this rotation, she would be going right back because she's already serving from over there. Let's see where they move her. And right now they have
to commit toward the right.
Yeah, right now they have a sub in for Selman, so it might allow her to go play more middle back because Selman's a middle back defensive player.
Going back to the two-passer situation here for Penn State as well. Faldudo gets burned in that situation. Out of tempo, out of sorts for Penn State. Juravicius trying to get out of trouble. Oh, we have a little that flew into the boards. The defensive pursuit, though, for Kansas. Heidi Devers, sophomore defensive specialist, local Kansas kid, sacrificing the body.
It's a nice play by Juravicius right there. Just take that ball, wipes it off the block, out of bounds.
Again, doesn't have to be pretty, just has to be effective. Penn State throws a deep float serve that looked like it might have been floating out, and now their center is out of the shot. She's back. Dalton back in the block, and Emmy Selman takes advantage of a a late blocking situation there for Katie Dalton. Thought that Ryan White was going to fly into the boards. Luckily, she stopped herself.
Michelle, sometimes we tell players, hey, the block is your friend. And so like Juravicius right there, it was a tight set, the block's up there. So she used it to her advantage, where before she just got stuffed straight down. So really good adjustment by her.
What a serve for Penn State. They call her Juice. Jocelyn Nathan sets it up. That's a great ball by Penn State. Another look at this serve. Yeah. Again, you can't see the float in that shot necessarily, but the left hook that ball just took on the Kansas
volleyball. You know, this place is sold out. Lincoln was sold out, so so not all these teams are going to get to the Final Four, but this is close to a Final Four type atmosphere with the hype and the TV and the crowds, and it's been electric, and you're seeing great volleyball. So college volleyball is on the rise, it's on fire, and you know, there's a lot of enthusiasm for this sport right now.
Yeah, Sanford Pentagon holds over 3,000 fans, all butts and seats here in Sioux Falls. Point continuing here in the fourth set. Penn State sends it wide. Kansas takes back another point. Reese Patak back to serve for Kansas. Again, we reset you with Matt Ulmer taking over the reins here at Kansas. Wanted an opportunity to be closer to the middle of the country with recruiting nowadays and the transfer portal and all the nuances, as you know so well. John Cook goes into the coaching situation. Yeah. Central location is key. Kansas back to work. Katie Dalton throws it out to the pin. It's dug up, but couldn't be followed up. Kansas takes another point.
I'm positive that they've prepared that tip right there. Again, we call it a donut tip, or they're just making that left front and Kennedy Martin in the back try to crash in there and take those balls. The great thing is, if you tip Martin and she's on the ground, you can't set her.
Exactly.
So even if they dig it, they don't have anybody to set. They at least can't set her.
Taking away a big option there. Jordan Hop getting to work, and middle involvement has to be a key of emphasis for Penn State to open up the pin attackers. Another look at the play there. Big gap in that block, John.
Yeah, big gap, because again, you can see how long a distance set that was. It's a wrist set. It's hard to execute, but Izzy Stark can do it.
Where does Izzy Stark rank for you in setters across the country?
She's
top of the list?
Top 3 in the country, in my opinion. I think she's a phenomenal setter, phenomenal athlete. She's a leader. She won a national championship as a freshman.
Great demeanor about her too, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Ryan Swanson gets the touch off the Penn State block. And again, not to be understated, Ryan Swanson adding her 14th kill to the match. Laban with 17. Both players hitting well above 300. Laban hitting 419, while Swanson is hitting 345. So pins continue to light it up for Kansas. Izzy Stark gets involved in the offense, and Ryan White tries to pick a corner. It's tracked down.
Wow.
Emmy Selman is buried again.
Yeah.
Do you suggest she goes high hands on Zelenovic, or is there what is her option? What are her options?
She's got to make an adjustment. She's just swinging as hard as she can. I mean, what do we have, the 10 blocks now? It's, yeah.
And it looked there for a moment, that deep tip down the line might have been open. We'll see if there's any adjustments made.
There we go again. Wow.
So if you're coaching her, what do you say? Hey.
I tell Stark not to set her.
Okay.
But what they're doing is they're serving Selman, and then she's getting stressed to get up there to hit, is not quite getting her feet there. The block has the advantage, because she can't get there and try to hit off of it.
Looks like that conversation is happening right now. So who do you set? So you talk to Izzy. What are you saying here?
We're going to set somebody else.
But who is your somebody else? You've only got one option in the middle, and then Kennedy Martin in the back row.
They got Maggie up there, so I'd make sure we're going to get Maggie up somewhere and see that. Maggie could have got up there in front of the setter, but she was going behind. So let's get Maggie up somewhere, and then we got Martin coming opposite her somewhere in the back row.
You keeping Martin loading up in the middle? You prefer that for her?
Yeah, if Maggie's going behind, Martin will be coming down the middle. Because again, the goal is to spread the court. So you have a hitter on one antenna, a hitter on the other antenna, and a hitter coming down the middle. And it doesn't matter what hit. Yeah.
You're crossing wires of the block ahead of you, to your point.
But you got to make those blockers cover all 30 feet.
And Katie Schumacher-Cauley having a conversation there with Izzy Stark. I would imagine it's similar to what you just shared with us here.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see what they do here. So here's Maggie in front. Yep, there we go.
A little bit off with the timing, though. Kansas back to work. Zelenovic gets a taste of her own medicine. Finally, Emmy Selman with a bit of redemption there. And we are going to another commercial break. Penn State hanging on, but barely to Kansas here in set 4. We're just beginning.
In Nebraska as an assistant in 1988, her dad, Doug, was a manager. And we had managers back then. And he was from Lincoln, Nebraska. I actually played some beach volleyball tournaments with him, because that was the only way guys could play would be with the girls' teams.
Yeah.
And then he ended up marrying Erica Hibben, who was on the Texas national championship team, and I think was it 1988. So she's got volleyball in her blood.
Good genes. Yeah, she was destined to win a national title this year. Thanks for sharing that one. Kennedy Martin lighting up the scene, but Kansas stingy on defense. Penn State back to work out in front. Mendelson just throws one to the middle. Ryan White gobbles it up. Swanson again. Oh my!
Yeah.
And a tangle there for Penn State. Jocelyn Nathan couldn't dig it out, almost got it back. Swanson, again, continuing to light up the field ahead of her. 15 kills, John, 367 her hitting percentage.
Yeah, that's, he talked about she's a veteran, and we're seeing it today.
Yeah.
She's playing like a veteran.
We did not see Ryan Swanson against Vanderbilt.
No.
Hiding his cards, perhaps. And a little off speed will do the trick for Kennedy Martin, and maybe that's what Penn State might start adjusting toward.
What do you do? You got to side out here. Side out and try to get 2 for 1 right now. Kansas got to try to get 2 points for every one for Penn State.
Selman back to serve. Jump float, takes a dive on Ryan White. Wow position, and Kansas, even out of system, still finds a way to get it done. Laban throwing a LaBomb the other way. Take another look. What's impressed you the most about number 5?
Well, when was the last time she made an error?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean,
only 4.
4 errors. She's killing the ball. She's doing it in a lot of ways. And then here she is, just gets a block.
The passion.
She's hitting shots. She's 2-shooting. She's tooling the block. And that was a big-time rip right there that she got. Here she comes back. Her and Patak stuff Martin. Here we go, 2 for 1. They get 2 for 1. They win this match.
Ooh, and Mendelsohn comes in big. That's the first good connection we've seen in quite some time between those two, Stark and Mendelsohn. Needing some production out of their middles.
Yeah, I think on perfect passes, they've got to commit on Mendelsohn because Stark's going to set her for the rest of the night.
Nice pass by LeBon. Oh, Grimes gets a hold of it. Nice dig the other way. And that one takes a tumble. Kansas back in position to tie it.
Michelle, some great volleyball right there. Great up by Grimes. Finally went up and got the tip that everybody else is supposed to get. Great one-handed set by Dalton right there. Great volleyball right there.
Well, when we were looking at the matches ahead, per the rankings, per the pedigree of Penn State, you thought this one might be a 3-set sweep. Yeah. Oh no, we're in for the long haul here.
Wow.
Sioux Falls, and Penn State cannot get a pass. Will they pay for it?
Come on.
Kansas fighting for it, keeping it alive. Back out to the pin. Kennedy Martin loads up. An easy read for Devers for Kansas. Free ball. Tough spot, Grimes handles it. To the middle, and Hop blows it away. Kansas wants it more now.
Yeah, great rally. We're going to find out if Kansas believes. This is their chance.
Believe is what Matt Ulmer told us ahead of the match. He said, I see what's possible with this group.
Yeah.
Now when we come out in this event, they get to see what's possible. I believe in them. I see the ability in the room. Now they get to go out and see what is possible with this group. And you got to give a lot of credit to that guy right there, Matt Ulmer. It's not easy, as you can speak to come into a pro.
He recruited some foreign players, and I asked him why, and he said, well, by the time I got the job, the portal was already over with. So he had to go overseas. That was his first recruiting trip, to go overseas and start recruiting because he needed to build a roster out.
We're in a challenge situation here, by the way. We'll give you the update as soon as we have it. But yeah, he replaced Ray Bichard, the head coach, legend of 25 years.
I wonder what this challenge is. Do we know?
It's a floor touch.
Floor touch,
huh? The pancake here. We'll see. There it is. Right-hand side of your screen. By the way, love that defensive pursuit by the freshman Logan Bell. They're very excited about the future of Logan Bell. And that's a big reason why, John, when you have somebody in your backcourt that has that passion, that fire to keep every single ball alive, what kind of boost does that give your team?
Those are the little plays that, like we say, they're worth 2 points. And because it's a momentum changer, and those plays are based on effort, and so that effort spreads to everybody else. Like, she's playing really hard, I got to play really hard. But unfortunately, that was a really close call right there. Penn State got the point. I did too.
I thought she got a hold of it. Matt Ulmer did as well, but of course, referee crews have a better look at it.
Yeah, but we don't know if our camera angle looked pretty good. They may have a different angle down there they're looking at. That's the problem with those pancakes, we call them, one-handed deals. It all depends on the angle.
Okay, Penn State hanging on. 2 points to take it. Fighting for their match lives here. Nice serve by Stark, exploits a seam. But LeBon, again, is there anything the Penn State block could do better right now on her?
I mean, they had all day to set that block up.
An hour.
Let's see what happens here. If they blocks up. Oh, she just kind of hit it off their elbow. They probably went a little too high, and she was probably on the way down a little bit to cause that. I'm not sure she did that on purpose. That was probably a lot of luck right there.
And that was an Addie Lyon serve, not Izzy Stark was in the front row blocking that time. Stark back to work in the front row. Jurevicius looking to create some inspiration. Penn State in a scramble defensively. Okay, Jordan Hop needed to get a kill, needed to get something going. She and Izzy Stark had not found chemistry in the last few points, and there they found it.
Yeah, that was a great play by Stark. She really fired that thing back there. Again, that was in transition, so they weren't set. It was all communication and creating based on where the ball was. And That's what makes Stark such a great setter. She can set it from anywhere.
She just makes her job look so easy, and we assure you it's not. Dime of a pass there from Kansas, which sets up your ability to run the slide. Such a luxury.
Yeah. Batak again. Yeah, she's clutch.
She is.
She's had a heck of a weekend.
Remember, Kansas won 4 straight points to win the second set, as Penn State has set point number 2 here. Batak clutch at the service line too.
Got it to Selman.
And Selman's been tight on the pin. They're reading her like a book right now. And the Penn State block unsettled.
Wow.
Tie set. 24-all. What happened?
Well, you're not going to win tipping. And she tipped the ball, and Kansas made her pay.
And that's a moment that Penn State last year, Jess Merzick was their go-to, and they knew they would get a guaranteed kill, not to put any extra pressure on Emmy Selman. It's big shoes to fill, but to your point earlier, got to find that go-to attacker in clutch moments. They'll go to Selman again. What a swing for the sophomore, and Ryan Swanson takes a dive into the crowd. Almost takes out the knees of the poor guy sitting courtside. Take another look. Just out of reach for Swanson. Look out.
Great effort right there.
Excuse me, sir. At least he cushioned the landing. Almost fell out of his seat, but hey, you want to sit front row, it comes with a cost.
So the fans might say, well, why did they call that?
Yeah.
You can't go past the pole on the other side, so that's why they call it. It's a safety thing.
Yeah, great.
But how about what a great kill back by Swanson here. What a comeback right there.
3 set points saved by Kansas. So the wills of Penn State will be tested. We are still in upset territory. Kansas still has this for the taking.
Yeah, so
Tell us.
So Lenovic's back in. So who we're going to set? They got to go to Selman.
And she is jammed.
She tips,
Zelenovic
there it is.
Takes the moment, buries it, and just as excited as the players on the court is Matt Ulmer, head coach for Kansas. They take back match point number 1, John Cook, an upset brewing here in Sioux Falls.
And they've got Galton back to serve, so I mean, if anybody deserves to win this match, it's her. I mean, first match of the year for her. Had to watch on Saturday. Yeah, I think this might be a challenge timeout.
Yeah, could be. Well,
which means, Michelle, they're trying to slow it down, so they're going to burn it. They have a challenge left, so they're going to burn it. I'd be curious what they're challenging.
Me too.
Somebody just say, hey, I saw a net.
So this is a gut check here for Penn State.
Yeah.
You come into the season, all the hype is surrounding your program. You won the title last year. You did it all, but some key holes to fill in their lineup. And now the question becomes, can you fight your way out of a tight situation early in the season? Because this goes the other way. Then the talk starts to brew. Penn State's not the same team that won the title.
Yeah. All right.
Still very early in the season. You can speak on that. You had several seasons where you were coming off of a national championship run and early season losses that kind of come out of nowhere. Here's a look, seeking their first win against a top 2 team since 2016. Maggie Mendelson rises to the occasion when the moment matters most.
Like I said, every perfect pass they're going to set her. They should have had 3 blockers on her. But again, great execution there by Maggie and Stark. So here we go.
Gutsy play for Penn State. They fight a match point off, trying to go up set point number 4 on their side. Pass handled by Kansas. Wow, nice sprawl out D from Stark. Kennedy Martin tries to bury it, denied. Ooh, Swanson, who's been so good the entire match, goes low into the net. Izzy Stark now to the back row, will go back to serve. Penn State has 3 attack options in the front row. That's a relief for Emmy Selman, who felt buried there on the pin.
Yeah.
We'll see what Stark does with it. Kansas can't control the pass. Tip to the middle. Stark, where does she go? She goes to Martin, who gets denied by the Kansas block. They knew where that set was going.
I was going to say, Stark just hit 2 great serves. I was thinking Kansas needs some type of break. They just got it right here. I mean, they tipped and got away with it. So this is they got chances here.
That's senior Ryan Swanson again.
Yeah, but they're going to have to take it from Penn State. So we got Penn State's in rotation 1. They've got 3 hitters. So
set from the 10-foot line. There from Stark. Ooh, bottom of the net from Laban, who has been so rock solid. Yeah. Set point number 5 swings the other way now. So if this goes 5, who's carrying the momentum?
Yeah, they've had 2 swings and hit him in the net. Like I said, what is their belief level? Yeah,
it was very high.
Yeah.
The rest of the match through.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden there's expectations we can win this. So let's see if they can slide out here.
Eva Felduto sends in a deep serve. Zelenovic, it's out. They think they got the touch. They being Kansas. Matt Ulmer is frustrated, and he's going to challenge it.
Yeah.
Remind us of the challenge rules here, John.
So each coach gets 2 challenges. If you win the challenge, you get to keep it. If you lose it, they're gone. So he must have 1 left. It's a great time to challenge. They must have saw something because I saw his reaction as assistant coaches. Let's see here.
These are the hardest ones to get back to. Look at the fingers of the, I see a touch.
Looks like a touch.
I see a touch.
Yeah.
Right off the fingers of Caroline.
Yep, they got it. They got it.
And when you're a coach and you see it and you get the call back, you feel so vindicated on the sideline, I imagine. Yeah. So much easier to see live in the moment when you're right behind the block.
But this is volleyball. It's just, you know, you talk about a game of inches or micrometers. It's.
Ooh, Felduto sends one off the tape.
Wow.
And Juravicius looks for a touch. She is positive she got one. I'm not sure I saw one here. Yeah. And Katie Schumacher-Cauley will also use her right to challenge. If this does not go the way of Penn State, we've got another match point on our hands, John.
Yeah.
Let's look at the film. Oh, yeah, she did.
Yeah. The players usually know. When they're that adamant, they know.
Yeah. No mystery there, Caroline Juravicius.
Just when I was coaching, there was always a couple players I wouldn't trust because they always think everyone was a touch. But there's other players I'd look to. Was it a touch? Yeah.
Set point number 6 for Penn State. Oh no, a clinker off the tape. Jillian Grimes gets it done, and a heartbreaker for Kansas in the 4th set. That's okay. There's a cushion here. We're going 5. John, tell us who has the momentum. We'll answer commercial break. Take another look at set point number 6. Jillian Grimes gets it done at the service line, and a sigh of relief for Penn State. Stay with us.
Hit 2 balls in the net. That's tough. So they're going to have to really dig deep here to overcome that, I think. I think Penn State's like, wow, we survived. And now I think they're feeling a little bit, might be feeling a little bit better right now. Maybe some of that pressure's off because they could have lost that game.
They could have. Yeah, they absolutely could have. And Katie Schumacher-Cauley feeling good about the last 6 5-setters for Penn State, including a riveting 5-set battle against Nebraska in the Final 4. Sore subject, John Cook, but that was epic last year in their run to the national championship.
That's why they were national champions. I mean, they didn't flinch when they were down, and got to give them a lot of credit.
It all comes down to this 5th set. Ava Felduto sends a rocket to Logan Bell, who throws up a dime. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The freshman passer.
Yeah, that was a great pass, great serve too. And that's what they need. So they're going to need their pins to really step up, and Patak is going to have to get some kills. On this side, they've got to shut down Maggie on good passes, try to contain Martin, and hopefully get some stuffs out there. Here's their first chance. And again, Juravicius answers right there.
She does. And familiar with Juravicius's game. Recruited her to Nebraska originally. What jumped out to you as a young player in her game?
She's got a big arm. She hits a heavy ball, big arm. She's tough competitor, works really hard. She's training all the time. Her and her dad work out. They train. They send crazy videos. They ice bath. But again, Zelenovic just came in and did her job. 2 huge kills. She's gonna. And typically, Michelle, where you start in a 5th game, and if it's close, is where you're going to finish in the 5th game. So there's a good chance she'll be in the front row when they get to 12, 13 points.
Keep an eye on that. Back out to the pin to Kennedy Martin, who throws it to the bottom of the net.
Yeah, just a low set.
Yeah, you're right. Always good to point out the circumstances for some of these hitters. Again, that's the All-American transfer from Florida. The blockbuster transfer, many called it.
Wow.
Miss out of the middle for Penn State.
What are they calling there? Touch? Challenge.
Yeah, we have a challenge of the touch, to your point. We'll take a closer look at it.
You know, we hardly had any challenges the first 4 games.
I know. And there's another look. I don't know.
Oh, no touch.
Not even close.
Yeah. I wonder who called that.
It's beyond me at this point, too.
Yeah. I mean, we have these lines people. Who's making the call?
Right.
It wasn't even close. I guess I can criticize officials now because I'm not coaching.
Definitely a human aspect to the game for sure. Matt Ulmer instilling that belief into his team. And you take a set or 2 off the defending national champs, you're feeling pretty good about the rest of your season if you're Kansas.
Yeah. Well, they're getting off to a great start this game. But again, they're going to have to finish, and they're going to have to take it from Penn State.
Kennedy Martin back to work,
nice
wields
shot.
The sideline. What'd you like about it? How is she able to wield that?
So what they did there, they served Kennedy short, Kennedy Martin short. She passed it, and then they set her. So great execution by her, big side out. That's why she's a first-team All-American.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
There's that serve.
Wow. A missile handled by Kansas, and the block is handled by Caroline Juravicius. You mentioned her father, veteran of the NFL as well as college football in the Big Ten, and athletes in that family.
That was a really nice block right there.
Was. Does not shy away from the big moments, says Juravicius. A joust at the net. Jordan Hop gets the job done in a clutch moment. Tie, set situation for a piece.
Yeah, so here's Kennedy Martin, gets a kill. 2 really tough serves. That one created an overpass.
No technical timeouts in the 5th. We are playing to 15 here as we remind you. Oh my, Katie Dalton hadn't attacked a ton since the first and second set. There she is again.
That's a gutsy play by her.
I have loved what I've seen from Katie Dalton here tonight. You step in, you're fully healthy, you're a senior.
She had to put that in the perfect spot.
She did. And she has made really good choices and put her attackers in really nice positions to succeed here. Tie set situation, 5-all. Executing in the pressure-filled moments is what it takes to get to the top of the rankings. Got a doubleheader situation here too. Don't forget Texas A&M and Minnesota watching this one. They'll be out 30 minutes to follow. Selman gets a hand on it. And oh my, Kennedy Martin lights up the same sideline. What makes that ball so hard to read?
Well, Grimes set that from all the way in the other sideline, all the way across. And I heard her calling red, 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 which means get it ready. But if you look at that swing, she's way off the net. She hits it to the corner where there's no digger. It's just big time play.
Helps at 6'6". Whoa, what a shot from Ryan Swanson.
Wow, great answer by Kansas. So now Martins has made 5 great plays in this 5th game. And that last kill might have been her best.
17 kills for Martin.
Yeah.
Ryan Swanson beating her, 18 kills on the pin. Selman goes off hands. It lands in front of the defensive players for Kansas. 1-point lead swings back to the Nittany Lions. Pressured situation here. Jordan Hopp throws in a deep float serve. And Kansas tips it into the block, but they won't go away yet. Defense continues. And LeBon goes flying into the board, but Penn State carving a nice lead here.
Yeah. I mean, Penn State's just making play after play after play. Again, this is where the margins become so small. If you overpass, you miss a serve, it's almost like it's carries more value than just 1 point because it feels like it's multiple points.
Ace pass for Kansas. Yeah. What a sequence. Aisha Iono shows up.
We haven't heard from her.
No, we haven't.
Again, Dalton's making that set.
And that's an area of growth for Iono, as Matt Ulmer tells us. Better off 2 feet typically than 1, but they've been really working on that side of her game to step up. And there goes Selman. Over the block this time, but it's deep. There's a touch call. See if Ulmer will throw in a challenge here. He will.
He's not going to, because
no, he won't. Never mind.
Iono told him I touched it.
Oh my, start.
So they're...
What's happening?
And Kansas is going to need a couple of those breaks like that.
Yeah.
That's the first mistake Penn State's made in this game.
Well, especially Izzy Stark.
Yeah, and Izzy Stark, yeah.
Typically see those in the tighter moments, especially.
Yeah, and that's a relief because she's got such a great serve, so it's a relief.
Handled there by Grimes. Ooh, sneaky. Smart set, smart play calling by Izzy Stark. So you got to flush the missed serve a moment ago. Here's another look. What'd you see?
Watch here. So Maggie's going to run behind Stark, or see how she goes behind, and the block is not ready for it. So this is something you've got to prepare for, because that's an unusual play, and she's done that several times now, and she keeps scoring on that.
We haven't seen that sequence and combination yet in the match either, so sneaky stuff from Penn State. Meanwhile, Kansas keeps their fight alive and a chance to tie it up here. By the way, Mendelson hitting .632, John, with 12 kills for Penn State. She's been a menace in the middle.
They've got to get hands in front of her on a good pass.
Zelenovic, though, has been a menace the other way.
Here we go. There it is.
And they're avoiding the block of Zelenovic, which I think is a smart choice for Stark to keep it away from her, because Selman's been jammed on the pin. Probably a name you wouldn't have seen in the mix.
No, and I don't remember Minnesota really being in there either, so, or Kansas. But just think of these fans in Sioux Falls. They get to see high-level basketball come in here because they have some men's basketball and women's basketball. But now they're getting to see high-level volleyball.
Wow.
Again, you got to give Dalton all the credit right there. She's holding that middle and then just flicks it over.
Just when you think Kansas might start to peel away, they climb back in, fight. This team has a ton of it.
Yeah.
Nice serve there from Kansas. Stark setting from the 10-foot line. It's dangerous, but Jordan Hopp takes advantage of an errant block from Kansas that pops up to her position.
This is a really big side out for Kansas here. We got Martin serving. They've got to get a good side out here and try to get a couple-point run. And they'll have Martin in the back row, which would be helpful. Here it is, good.
Wow.
So they got a break there. So they've got, this is the rotation where they've struggled at times. They've got Hopp and Jaravicius and Martin in the back row. So I'm guessing Hop will come behind the setter and Martin will go down the middle. They're passing with 2. So a good serve here could create a lot of problems. And that's a great serve. Yeah, good.
Throws it into the middle, does Jordan Hop. She is denied by the Kansas block.
So they actually called a lift there because she took it and threw it. So here comes a timeout. So Stark tried to force it to her right there. It was interesting.
Why do you think she might have felt the pressure to force that situation?
Because I think everybody's worried about Martin, and so you can see she's way off the net here. She really hasn't done that to her all night. And probably thinking Kansas is looking for Martin or Jaravicius out there. But so Hop's better behind the setter.
Yeah.
And because that pass came off, it was a good serve. And did LeBon serve that? Because whoever it was thumped it. So she still tried to set Hop in front.
What are the coaches saying on both sides here, John?
I have no idea what Kansas is saying.
If you were coaching, what would you say?
We would have a call here with our block and defense. We'd have a call where we want to serve. I would pretty much probably let Hop go right now, making sure we're solid on Jaravicius, and try to track wherever Martin's going. Here's another good serve, good pass. Here goes Jaravicius.
Jaravicius. Unbelievable mental fortitude with the match on the line, and match point surrendered to the defending champs, Penn State. What'd you see here?
Yeah, it's great execution. They got a great pass, and it's hard to cover that, and a great set, and Jaravicius was all over it.
Point of the match here, Kansas battling to stay in it. Penn State digs it out. Stark throws it to the pin. Selman throws it down, and Penn State survives. The defending national champs, battle-tested and unshaken, outlast Kansas in 5. And the Nittany Lions begin their title defense with a statement of resiliency there, John. But how about Kansas? A lot to look forward to this season.
Very impressed with Kansas.